Hello guys, happy Wednesday night. I felt like with everything going on in the Middle East with the Iran and Israeli conflict that the US got involved in, I felt like it was appropriate to go ahead and share a video with you guys that I had developed about 3 years ago. It was a paranormal, very ominous case known as the Giant of Kandahar, where a US military search and rescue team had actually encountered a very bizarre and ominous creature. It's infamous lore in military, I guess, camp stories. They said that this did occur. It was documented. There was a lot of eyewitness accounts to this. Now, this has kind of been something that's just kind of just floats around the bases where guys say that this did take place. Some people say it never took place. Some people say the Men in Black took it. The CIA black budget government doesn't want to release it. Nonetheless, this is an infamous story that took place back in 2002 in the Afghan mountains. And I felt like it was a very, very strange case. So I did do a video edit and review on it a couple of years back. It was on one of my other platforms. But like I said, I felt like it was appropriate given the times that we're in now. And also, I just feel like it's a really entertaining story. It has everything. It's juicy. It has substance. It has thoughtfulness, very thought provoking, and it's an intense story. So if you enjoy my narration and my play by play, and if you enjoy what you see, and if you like some of the content that I talk about, feel free to send some reviews. But like I said, this was one of the cases that I really enjoyed, and this was one of the videos that I really enjoyed to do. So everything that I upload on this social media platform, especially on Facebook, it's all free, and it's just for whoever follows me. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get right into this story, and you guys take care and have a good night and get some rest and just enjoy the content. You guys take it easy, all right? Peace. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Strange and Paranormal. Tonight we will be reviewing a rather bizarre case known simply as the Giant of Kandahar. The Giant of Kandahar was an enormous humanoid creature allegedly encountered and killed by a group of American soldiers on a mountainside in rural Afghanistan in 2002. The giant was said to be a Nephilim, or the offspring of a fallen angel who bred with human women in biblical times and produced these massive creatures with 6 fingers and 6 toes. Goliath, if you are familiar with the David and Goliath story in the Bible, was said to be one of these offsprings. Now, the details are as followed. In 2002, a U.S. patrol had gone missing in a very remote area of rural Afghanistan. Another patrol was dispatched on a search and rescue mission, and one of the soldiers gives an account description of how this all played out. They kept telling us to keep our weapons high, which normally means it's 2 to the chest and 1 to the head, but they kept telling us to put it towards a man's head and put it higher. So we would question, why would they want us to shoot higher than a man's head? This is all bizarre. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. We get dispatched on the side of a mountain, and we start walking up an old goat's path. Now, this is when things start to get weird. The patrol described what they saw after coming around the mountainside. As we bent around this corner, you could see the opening of the cave, and then I see a lot of rocks, which is another oddity. I mean, there's just rocks everywhere. We can't really describe it. Just a bunch of rubble. Looked like a bomb had possibly went off. Then we noticed bone matter. I'm not close enough to identify what kind of bones, but I did see what looked like a piece of our communication equipment. So we all instantly got on alert. We're thinking ambush. Maybe an animal, a large predator. You know, it could be anything out here. There was enough room in front of the cave, but it had to be a sheer drop-off. We didn't want to risk it. But there was enough room that we got into a decent dispersal in case of an ambush. We're all on high alert. Not long after that, we had gotten into our dispersal formation. They saw something emerge from the cave. Despite our preparedness, it caught us fully off guard. It was a man, a very, very large man, at least 12 to 15 feet in height. I mean, this is a monster. Red beard, with his hair was all longish past his shoulders, and it was scarlet red, almost blood red. This is very strange. Now, one of our soldiers, Dan, runs at him and starts shooting, which broke us all into reality because this felt so surreal. While Dan is running and moving at him, another bro of mine starts laying down fire, so I start firing. All of a sudden, he screws him with the large pike. It was at least 8 feet long. He's got him. It went through him. He's got him, we said again, and he's coming after us for more. We all just clicked. It all just clicked in. It's almost like your muscle memory, you know? Your training just hits you. I don't know what it is, but I remember we're all like, shoot him in the face, just shoot him in the face. And he's taking multiple hits to the face and to the neck. This is taking longer than it should, and he's still moving. Eventually the giant was killed. Unfortunately, Dan was killed as well. And then our patrol unit was soon visited by a helicopter that dropped off some cargo netting. They were told they had bundled up the giant and put him into netting, and soon after that, we're done. A larger helicopter came by, dropped a hook, and then carried the giant off. Now, the soldiers confirmed that the red-haired, fair-skinned giant had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, exactly how it would be explained in the Bible. After they had submitted their after-action report, the soldier recounts that they were told by the top brass to rewrite it. We can't put this out. Rewrite it in a particular fashion, presumably to remove any mention of the giant being. Now, this is all very, very compelling, and this is a very, very strange case of the giant of Kandahar. I'm fascinated by the paranormal and the supernatural, and with this being a military soldier giving his account, I can't help but question some of this. This is very intense, and again, one of my favorite cases. I want to thank you all for listening to another episode of The Strange and Paranormal. I'm Vinny the Vigilante, and thank you again. You guys have a good night and sweet dreams.